following just provides an overview of some of the tools that you can use within your CRM to help you when you're selling to a major account like TransCanada Pipelines. So what we've done, we just did an analysis on, went in and looked at a bunch of LinkedIn contacts or for TransCanada on LinkedIn, and broke down their titles. So we said, okay, hey, what roles they're, how often does a certain keyword show up on their title? And then from that keyword, we identify kind of what roles are they? Are they managers? Are they senior? Are they lead? You know, they're VPs. You know, this is interesting. When you look at this, everybody wants to sell to a VP, but there's very few of them. On LinkedIn, there's probably more VPs there. But when we look at the ratios of lead to VP or manager to VP, obviously your sales time is going to be heavily related on the manager side of things. And then, so now we break it down also to responsibilities. So where do they fit in the organization? Project, analyst, engineer, business, pipeline, so on and so forth. So an example that I might do is I might say, okay, I'm in the business where I want to focus on construction. And so I'm going to look specifically on the construction side of things. Then when I go back to my instance of Salesforce, what I'm able to do is I build a report here and I say, okay, give me, and I just put in a couple filters here. I said, okay, I want to look at the account. When I look at I want to look at the account TransCanada, and I want contains construction. So give me everybody that has that particular title. So we can come down here and we can see, the different titles that are associated with the word construction. Again, I might go back and I'm looking for, manager, lead, senior, and one of the things that came out to me is I see a lot of construction managers, which is great. Get to see some of their locations that they're involved in. But we also come down here and take a look, and at the bottom I found some with the title go Manager Construction Services West, Manager Construction Services East. So that looks like those might be people that are in a role of responsibility, decision-making responsibility. So what I've done is I've got a tool here that allows me to set out the organizational chart for this particular company. So I happen to be looking at TransCanada, and what I did is I searched the contacts and I put in Zane here as a construction manager and Mike as a construction manager, and I found in my list Lloyd is a senior construction manager. So I'm going to make a guess that he's reporting to Zane on that side of it. I don't know who the VP is, so we want to put that in and then connect those particular individuals. And then I can come through and I can take a look at some other people. So, here is a construction analyst. So that might be somebody that I want to put on my org chart. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying, okay, well, I'm going to look for VJ within my instance of Salesforce, and then I can say, hey, I think he reports to Zane. So now I start to build out my org chart. This gets saved, and I'm able to manage that. So I'm being very purposeful on trying to figure out who it is that I'm looking for. In our particular case, we also we know that these people are on LinkedIn, and so I might want to use some other stuff that we have to help us out here. So I could come in and I can go to the actual contact record for this individual, and when I look at the contact record, I can start to see, okay, well, I know that this particular person is in Eckville, and I start to use my LinkedIn capabilities here. So I might look at, who is it that I have a shared connection with. If I have a lot of people at TransCanada, I may want to go down into that a little bit further. I might see who is it that can potentially give me an introduction to this particular person, and then I might want to look at my related leads. Some of the things that I'm going to do right away, I'm going to save this person as a lead, and that way if they happen to visit my profile, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm also going to come in there and view the profile. Some people are concerned about that, but that's ultimately what what LinkedIn is. Hey, we're going to look at the profile. A lot of times I like to see if I have a description of what their job is. In this particular case, we don't necessarily see a lot of descriptors on that side of it. And then from a LinkedIn campaign perspective, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to connect to this individual and say, hey, we do pipeline construction. I see you're in construction side of things. Maybe we should connect. And that way when I'm putting stuff on LinkedIn, I'm able to track that, and I have that person inside of my instance of Salesforce. And one thing I might want to do is if he connects connects with me, I might want to come into my Salesforce and check off a box that says that this particular individual is a LinkedIn connection. So I can track in my CRM who I'm connected to from a LinkedIn perspective and set some objective for myself. So just some ideas and tools to help you navigate a company that has thousands and thousands of employees, thousands of them are on LinkedIn, trying to figure out the org chart, just kind of sort out who's who, who's responsible for what project, and how you're going to approach the account.